And as we kick it off, it's time for game 2 of the action. So without further ado, Fallout, Vicky Kitty, get us into it.
Thank you so much, Rain Day. Game number 2 is here. What a game 1 it was. A solid start for the likes of Atlanta Premier. 23-point game. That's 11 kills in a first place 12-point finish. Team Liquid rocking that Loba. That is their signature in Storm Point. Hodzic put together that strategy for them about a year ago, and it's worked so well. They dropped Cascade Falls, used the Loba ultimate to loot quick, and then rotate fast, and then obviously use that black market to secure some late game loot. Worked really well for them in game 1, Vicky.
Yeah, are they going to stick to the Loba? We did see them change things up a bit throughout the champs and land, so I'm wondering if they're going to stick to the Loba here, because that has been a game plan that has worked consistently for the Team Liquid squad as we get situated into game number 2. Though still 2 more games left on Storm Point before we make the transition into World's Edge. It's nice to note to see the different compositions and early 50-50 fighting that we've been able to see. We've also noted that Furia is not playing with his Watson today. Not sure why here, but it is nice to note that they are getting contested over in Lightning Rod by other squads like E8.
That's right, and speaking of which, I'm excited to jump right back to that Lightning Rod matchup. Let's see if G2 gives it up or decides to fight. And I'm looking here, G2 drops in Barometer, so pretty easily they're going to give up Lightning Rod, but they're going to find themselves in a contention against Aiden, Vayne, and Reeds, the BR Demons. Absolute monsters when it comes to 3v3 fights. One of the best arena teams. We saw them in a couple of arena tournaments that we casted, Vicky, about a year ago. That's not a team you want to fight 3v3. They're going to take tower, they're going to split Barometer loot in half, but I'll be honest, there's probably not enough loot in Barometer for 2 teams, so it's going to be an interesting situation to see if they decide to fight each other.
Especially if their G2 specifically is forced to rotate quickly out of there. We note that Dark Zero had no issue holding the choke point to the right side of Barometer. So with so many of these choke points already highly contested by some of these Watson squads, how is that going to play into the rotation approach that some of these teams want to go into?
Atlanta Premier getting themselves a free drop over down towards Shipfall. You see Crook by himself because they have basically the entire south side of the map to themselves. Crook's gonna be able to take this island right south of Barometer, and it's gonna be enemy and Hill able to take all of Shipfall. It's a good loot spot for them, and that's why they found so much success in a southern zone. The zone pulled south last game. They were already there with a crypto at hand. And take a look here, E8 ratting and getting a little sneaky with it with a free kill on Jen Burton. Surprise, surprise, says E8. Last game they did it over in Lightning Rod to Furia. This time they did it to Jen Burton and Dark Zero in Command Center. They are pulling all the trick strats out of the bag right now. I love what I'm seeing from E8 and their preparation, outsmarting other teams in this lobby.
Insane right now with such early fighting happening in game number 2 already. EA are looking to continue on their domination because this is again one of those solid squads that I've had my eyes on. Game number 1, they finished with 4 kills, but they didn't get the placement that they wanted. I believe they fell in 10th. Now they're overlooking from a high ground position on Lightning Rod on some of the squads that do end up landing here like Furia.
And I just want to point out, okay, let's break that down real quick. E8 last game dropped High Point, okay, north of where they are right now, and immediately third-partied and hid and ratted to get a free kill on Furia. This game, they changed their strat, and they dropped right outside of Command Center, where they realized Jen Burton was looting by himself, got the free kill on Jen Burton, stayed patient, and got the free kill there. They're basically playing Apex Legends as a battle royale like it's Counter-Strike right now. They're playing round by round, running different strats, different initials, and coming out on top. As a former competitive player who played a round-by-round game type, Gears of War back in the day, I love to see it. I love to see the fact that they're busting out different strategies and getting super creative, outsmarting other people, and it's working out well for them. They got to make it to late game now.
And on a team like Dark Zero, by the way, that's absolutely huge, especially looking at the fact that Dark Zero is rotating through Command Center at this moment. We're taking a look at BR Demons, who obviously are running the Seer, so with that passive, they know exactly where G2 is positioned on the high ground of Barometer, like you mentioned before. It was those early 50-50s as Team Smiley, another squad that's in an early fight right now. It looks like we are all about the acceleration with no breaks, Fallout, and I love seeing this already early on in game number 2.
That's right, one of our newcomer squads, the ALGS, in their debut season. Blake, Gambit, and Sang find themselves in a fight against none other than the Atlanta Premier. Enemy's going to get docked down to 20 HP. He's going to be able to heal back up. Seer ult is down. They're going to avoid it by running outside of it. And just like that, the Watson pylon goes down, and they will be able to reset back to full. And this fight will continue.
Atlanta Premier taking the time, though, to reset real quick before actually wrapping around this wall. They're sharing this real estate, but fighting this early could spell doom in some of these buildings. You gotta get fenced up. You gotta make sure you set up the perimeter that you need to prevent these third parties from rotating in. But with so many other teams also running the crypto, though, Fallout, we have to know that that EMP completely negates this strategy. It will delete these fences, and it could be doom for some of these squads if a third to fourth party roll in. I mean, look at this. The other squad, the third party, is already looking at what's happening down below from the high ground of that building, as TSM are also fully sending into another squad before they end up rotating through command center.
Yeah, I think this squad is Dark Zero, who's down to a team of 2. I don't know if they were able to recover banner. I don't think E8 camped the banner,
there's a
so
team
they
behind
probably
them.
got it. Whether or not they got the res is the question. So TSM might have a 3v2 here. There's a team behind them, like you said. They're going to have to play this cautious. They obviously drop over in wall just north of where they're at right now, but they know that Team Liquid likes to drop Cascade Falls, Complexity to the west of Cascade Falls, so they're going to have a couple teams nearby.
Despite, though, having so much action at the very beginning of this game, Fallout, not one squad has fallen. We're seeing these stragglers with Resulto getting reads, knocking him, finishing him off like we saw earlier on with Jet. Now we're going to be able to see how the rest of these squads are going to play into this lobby. It's G2 that cleaned things up, and it's against BR Demons. This is the team that shared the real estate with them in Barometer, and look how long this fight took. The Ring 1 is already closing in behind their backs. Now they already have to start rotating, but they do get to walk away with a good amount of loot, and of course it's nice to know G2's composition. We got the Bangalore, we got the Bloodhound, I mean Seer, who?
That makes me so happy. Can I just say for a second, Viggy, I'm the happiest man watching this tournament right now. Bangalore, as a Bangalore main, as someone who enjoys watching the good old days of Bloodhound Bangalore meta, which kind of existed. Shiv made it work. I love seeing this. G2 on Bangalore and Bloodhound. But the fact that they are dropping Barometer now, they didn't really avoid what they ran away from Lightning Rod for. They didn't avoid the 50-50. They're going to have to 50-50 now every single round against BR Demons. And whether or not they'll take that 50-50 or early rotate is a question. But keep a close eye on G2 as they don't really have a home right now in this Pro League lobby.
Now taking a look at EA and the fight that they're dealing with currently right now before rotating into this circle. They're taking their time on the outskirts against James Fearless, who's holding onto the high ground. It's Sinus Please that are just looking to desperately loot. James is literally a single ping of a bullet away from getting that EO shield to purple. So let's see if he has the opportunity, because I mean, he's got the G7, but he's got to work with the iron sights.
Yeah, speaking of Bangalore, my man can throw a smoke at someone's face and get 10 damage and level up his Evo shield. He'll do that here hopefully in just a second with the tick of the flatline or G7. He thought he was being sneaky right there, but if he forgot that there's a Seer on every single team in this lobby, and there's no such thing as being sneaky anymore in Seer meta as it currently stands, as we see James get spotted out. But it looks like the team that was there nearby decided not to take that fight. Was it Tripods? I don't remember which team it was, but nonetheless, the Tripods here are nearby. Going to loop back up and use that Watson pylon to do so.
This quadrant out here.
Yeah, Tripods are taking the approach to these games very slowly, but with their composition, it makes total sense here. They got Deeds with the Valkyrie in case they need to skyward dive out of a tricky position, but you could tell with this game plan, with Nick Merckx practicing the Watson as he has been in scrims, they're taking a much slower approach in terms of prioritizing his final circle positioning than actually just trying to rotate and pick up kills in the process, because that's how a lot of these third parties, especially with the Seer, get to capitalize on getting free KP.
My man Nick is doing, physics and math in his head right now, trying to figure out how these fences work. He's learning quick. Now I'm just playing. Shout out to Nick on Watson and the Tripod squad that is dropping Launchpad now. And just so people know, we mentioned it earlier, but the biggest change, obviously, from Challenger Circuit, where they were last year, to Pro League. One, they have a new roster. They're playing with Gent instead of Luda, who is on MLP in this lobby. He was their IGL. Two, they're no longer dropping Cenote Caves. It's not free anymore. CLG is the team that drops Cenote Cave in this lobby. So they had to find a new drop spot. That is Launchpad for them now, and they had to kind of relearn what their rotations are going to be like, but they've been preparing well. They've been scrimming well. They've been grinding. I know they've been locked in. It's been impressive to see how they've progressed. Meanwhile, we're going to see a Gibraltar on display here. Big team fight can ensue.
Oh, look at the plethora of arc stars just hurling in their direction. By the way, Bowser rocking the Vantage, the first Vantage that we get to see right now from the NA Pro League, but he gets taken out immediately as Rack Attack are forced to back off. Oh, nobody saw that. It bounced off of the door, and there's another squad right behind them. While they were fighting, it's MPL now moving into position to catch him from right behind. The Gibby goes down, and Rakanishu also gets taken down as well. 19 squads still left in this lobby, and one straggler left for Rack Attack.
MPL, dark horse team that I kind of labeled going into this game and into this lobby today. A team that's been performing kind of quietly well. I'm Madness, former member of CLG or Skirts, won championships with that roster, was one of the top players and top IGLs way back then. Since then, has had, you know, quite a roller coaster of a career, and people still kind of sleeping on him as an IGL and as a player, but obviously proving that he's still one of the best and trying to prove that he's one of the best in the game. We'll see if he can do that in this lobby today, because guess what? G2 are nearby. I'm getting remnants of Skirt versus Soul Fide, the matchup we used to see so many weeks in a row back in the season 1 of the LGS as G2 Chaotic. The Brit is going to make his presence known here in this lobby.
And with G2 now moving in on MPL, you see Madness now trying to run for the skies over to the side. Here comes that scan from Designful as well. Now going to be able to move in. They get looted. They get pow. That's just one left with Madness trying to run behind this rock. But look at the rest of G2 moving in on him like he is a turkey on Thanksgiving. That's MPL getting deleted. 18 squads still alive in this lobby Fallout, but we have some stragglers and unfinished squads that are still running around.
Yeah, speaking of Thanksgiving, they made it look like they're playing a game of pigskin right there. That was like an orchestrated NFL-type offensive strategy. All right, Chaotic was the middle linebacker, was pushing wide on top mid right there, able to get some good shots in, and then G2, Designful, and co were able to execute with a perfect blitz, very well orchestrated from G2 in that 3v3 as we're jumping on board with NR with them instead and hear how they're going to play this 3v3.
I didn't get it. I don't think he's healed.
What the fuck? They
ran
back to the
they ran to this building.
Fuck, man. How do we know that angle?
They were literally all fucking staring at me because I was on scan.
On the right window.
They're in the bigger one on the corner.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I should have just aped that.
He was peeking the window, I think.
Pulls all the way. They sound like they're walking out right now.
Yeah, they might be trying to fight this. Yeah, they are. They're taking space. But bang. I'm down low right now. I have
They're watching my peak.
Up top, bang. I'm seal
They killed me.
Blue armor, bang. 40.
Just hit like.
One of them might be on roof, and I can't peek balcony because of smoke.
I think he's like, they're inside, but they're playing like out of the serial or something.
Okay, I'm gonna swing left in the field. They're gonna counter serial us.
Over here.
Abandoned in my sight.
Is that them?
Yes.
Just backed up off the serial.
Alright, well, they're.
Try it again, and if they smoke my anything.
We should just leave. Go back down to our old building. Bro, fighting bang teams is like the most just rage-inducing shit ever. Come to me. We're gonna wrap and either just foul cold or something. I mean, we're fighting for literally nothing here. We have to make a play off of that initial damage on the bang I had.
Clearly, Sweet's not a fan of fighting against Bangalore teams, Vicky, as we saw right there. As the energy's not able to capitalize on the early damage, they're going to be forced to reset and rotate all the way back. It's going to be a tough rotation for them. We should keep a close eye on NRG as they have a potential to have a bad second game here in a row.
Yeah, let's not forget that SZN with Klain, actually, who just cleaned up energy in game number 1, was also in the area playing on the outskirts of that Seer ult. So many squads quickly disengage from Cascade Falls to rotate into this next circle. We do note that it is going to be pulling away towards the east side of Stormpoint, away from Cascade Falls, which actually leaves a lot of open buildings. Furia trying to get ahead of the curve, though. You can see that they've already taken up the real estate on the high ground of this building, with the Skyward Dive actually looking like they're going overhead. There's beamage from every angle right now on that poor Skyward Dive. I would not want to be that Valkyrie.
Yeah, Furia, after bullying G2 out of Lightning Rod, going to be well looted and not getting griefed by E8. It's going to be well looted here right above the zone, and they have high ground to work their way in slowly but surely. They'll take their time and continue to play edge or pop a Valk ultimate. Something tells me the former. They know there might be a team behind them, so nice job by Zeratricky, just keeping his head in a swivel, making sure they're not getting flanked. Gentrifying's going to get a knock on Jalone. As Deeds gets a knock on Stomps, the tripods are lighting it up in the kill feed right south of where Furia is right now, but got to be careful because the third party is certainly nearby.
So so I must make a note that I believe the Valkyrie that was going overhead originally that we were seeing was from TSM because they had gotten information of where the circle was going to be originally. As tripods look to be in trouble, Nick Merckx getting knocked despite going for this trade. It's the third party that moves in and they take care of bots. More KP going in their pocket. As you can see that they've been lining up the kill feed. They already have 4 KP to their name. Unfortunately, Nick Merckx gets dirtied and the other squad on the other side is going to be able to focus fire that lone member. It is TSM looking to take control over the circle.
Yeah, TSM capitalizes. They hear the fight, and they are able to third party and take advantage, taking out the tripods. And unfortunately, they get taken out. TSM now, seeing where the zone's going to pull, in a good position. Full purple shields, 3 kills to their name. Let's go ahead and jump into a listen-in with TSM.
We have a good spot. Look, zone. Grab nades for me. I need them. I have 0.
There's no nades. No nades. I have 1 grenade. I can drop it to you. I can drop to you the one.
Are you sure? I don't. Oh, I see him drop the rocks.
Here. I'm dropping it.
Wait, why did you run over there? What?
Frag grenade here.
Why does it matter? Said I was coming to you.
One more body I'm gonna check for nades.
I have ulti. Give me gold helm. You have CR ult? No.
No, I don't. I don't have it. I don't have Ultixel either.
Oh, that's like no nades.
Start pressuring this team.
I don't let bats.
Blue armor on this team.
I think there's a team on the left that's gonna start pinching us.
2 of them have blue on this right side.
Yeah, I know. This team on the left is gonna be a problem. Yep.
You need
this team on the left.
7.
I have 5 bats.
I have 3.
Okay. I'm gonna drop you 3.
Like, do we have anywhere safe to walk in?
Yes, on this right here. We just walk right here.
Okay.
The team. I don't think team on the left has any cover for us for them to like pinch us. So I think we'll be fine.
300 light, by the way.
It's hard to shoot this guy.
Let's see if I can swap weapons really quick off the scout.
Should I move up now?
Yeah, walk up now. Yes.
I cracked one on blue on the right side rock.
I have a sky nade I can throw on them later. You don't want to play there, Evan. You're playing here, bro.
Were we playing the right side?
Yes. There's nothing on the left for us to play on. I'm walking up now.
Okay, moving forward with you.
Let me know when
We want to play aggressive on this team because they don't have like any cover.
I think I should walk up too then. I'm walking up. They backed up a little bit.
I walked up a bit.
They're there. They're still there.
Okay, just don't. Just look over me. This team, we have to worry about this team on the left here.
They're under
They can play these rocks here and get behind us.
They cannot. It's in the gas.
Are you sure?
Those rocks are partly in right here.
They might have went up here. I think they went up here.
Yeah, they're on the rocks.
Yeah, someone's up there.
Blue armor Velk.
Someone's up right here on this right side.
They're gonna get pinched eventually. Just wait.
I'm watching our
The guys on the left swinging a little bit.
Was she left?
26. The Bloodhound with the wingman.
Gotta be G2.
I think they moved up. Over.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's good.
Let us go.
And jumping back into this one, you hear the comments from TSM. They know the G2's to their left based on the Bloodhound Q. And meanwhile, big fight going on. Clean season against Atlanta Premier. High ground versus low ground. And Team Smiley nearby as well.
Team Smiley, though, forced to actually exit out of this building into the line of sight of this other squad meeting them on the other side. It's Atlanta Premier that are also involved in this fight right now. The fact that Gavin is still alive as they're still cleaning up a lot of these other teams. Season eliminated now. Now you can see they're trying to wrap around to the corner. Again, they have to exit out of this building. The circle's going to be closing in 50 seconds. You got to prevent some of these regs from coming out, but there's still other squads in the vicinity like Furia that have the high ground. Originally, we heard Burholz talking about it before. They saw that there was another squad on the high ground originally, and CLG get taken out. Furia, with Prodigy Aces making his move into the Furia squad for right now as he stands in for his Watson, has been able to be a mainstay pawn right now for this team. Atlanta Premier in a lot of trouble to try to get out of this area as Team Liquid also get eliminated.
Atlanta Premier with an opportunity to potentially go back-to-back here. 29 points to their name, but they are getting absolutely decimated by thermite grenades left, right, and center. Need to heal back up. They will, I believe, have the regen. No, they won't from the pylon. I thought there was a pylon down from Watson, so instead it got destroyed. They'll heal back up. And obviously no pylon with the thermites going off. Looks like 7 squads remain. Furia's been playing this near perfect, though, and they're probably in God spot. Best position to win this game is Furia as TSM gets a knock on Fury.
Yeah, because I heard the fighting happening between Team Liquid and G2. It was G2 that took that fight to Team Liquid earlier on, like we made note of, as Reps falls incredibly low. He needs to suppress cover while he tries to pop the shield bat. You see that he is able to successfully pop it, but where is TSM going to rotate here? They're playing up the low ground, and ESA are right in front of them. They're taking some shots onto TSM, and G2 have not gotten involved just yet. G2 can easily come in for a third party. As you can see, Furia light up the feed. They're splitting their attention to two different teams. It's going to be Crook, it's going to be TSM, and they're going to be backing up to play on the other side of the edge of the circle.
And TSM's going to profit by this fight between G2 and ESA. Looks like Result is going to get the kill on Capra. 2 members knocked right now, and TSM is just profiting from this fight. Furia nearby. Not sure if the Atlanta Premier were able to survive under the duress they were under moments ago, but TSM with 3 squads remain alongside Furia and 1 more, well poised to potentially take home game number 2.
It's Rack Attack being the lone warrior on the other side as TSM are getting dinged from the other side by Furia. Furia not trying to fully engage because it's TSM that are in the positional disadvantage, and just like you were saying, Fallout, the high ground going in favor of Furia is absolutely huge. But can they find Impulse, who's the lone warrior of the Rack Attack squad?
I can't believe Rep survives right there with 30 HP, almost gets scanned by a Seer Q, which maybe would have given them the intel for them to take advantage of nades or something. Reps is able to heal back up. I think he's popping a med kit right now as well. So TSM back to full. Furia on high ground, full HP, 3 red Evo shields as well to their name, and 1 more team surviving in this 3-way finish. Seer Q is going to be popped. They're not going to have it for at least another 20 seconds here. Same with Zera.
What are they going to do here? Furia are just going to take their time. 3 squads left. Once again, it's the Rat from Rack Attack that is left behind Furia, but he is not going to engage. Zera is on the Seer, so he could easily find them from right behind, but their focus is fully on the TSM squad that's right playing underneath them.
Basically a 3v3 right now between TSM and Furia, as that Rat will be found or spotted out. As I say that, no, Impulse actually is not known. It's actually Verhulst that we thought was the Rat. So Verhulst is soloed wide left. Panders is going to find himself in a pretty bad spot. Hal versus Panders in a 1v1. The tension is so intense right now between the two of them. Just a few feet that looks like Furia wants to aim. Impulse is going to drop and absolutely grief this fight. And that gives TSM a perfect opportunity to win this game.
No way that just happened right now. Rack Attack finally get eliminated, but still at the same time, Furia took too much damage. TSM having the opportunity as Rep falls incredibly low. TSM come out on top, and they take care of Furia. TSM are your winners for game number 2.
Massive TSM and Impulse Dream from Rack Attack with the handshake right there says, hey, let's make sure Furia doesn't win this game as Impulse contributes to that.